He wanted to see Candy to talk to her about Susie, but he was too shy to go to her apartment, so he came to work to wait for her. Now I'll never get to meet her. I just can't believe it.
Do you know whether she or Susie knew Grout?
Sure, we all know him. He scares me the way he's always staring at my head. But he does protect me from Masters.
Masters, yes.
That's trash.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Scott.
This week, we're going to be talking about a film from a legendary filmmaker. His name is Herschell Gordon Lewis, or H.G. Lewis. He is considered the Godfather of Gore. He pretty much started the phenomenon of showing fake, mutilations and stuff like that on screen, and so he's mostly well known for that. Lots of directors followed in his footsteps, and now we have the Saw movies or whatever. I don't know. So this is from kind of later in his career.
This is his last movie, isn't it?
No,
wasn't?
No, he's done a movie this century, but he retired for 30 years after this one, He retired for 30 years around this time period. I think he released a couple more.
No, this is his most well-known one, though.
No, this is not. No, his so he started off. I don't know, Kyle, do you want to talk a little bit about his background?
Sure. He has a completely fascinating background to me. I believe that he started as a journalist.
Yes.
And then he ended up going to like Ole Miss or some college in the South and becoming like an English professor.
Right.
Then moved back to Chicago and got into advertising because a friend of his had an agency, and ended up doing really well for himself in advertising. And I think he either spun off his own advertising company or became a partner at that advertising company. And he saw this niche of making like these exploitative films to make a quick buck. I believe that he got started like in the Cutie Nudies.
Nudie Cuties, yes, that's what he
Nudie
did first.
Cuties. And
so Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Bares, like that's the type of movie he did at first.
And actually, can you explain to the folks like why these movies were created and how they got around censorship?
I don't really know much about like the Nudie Cuties in particular is something I've never really checked out much.
Okay,
They're probably done as parodies. Is that how you do it now?
Well, they were done for adult theaters. I know that. A lot of them were set on, what's it called? Nudist, like on nudist. Why can't I think of the things where they all live together?
Yeah, like
Nudist colonies?
Colony,
Camp.
thank you. Jeez. A lot of them are set there. So you just see like very average-looking people like playing tennis naked. Like in some of these things, I've never really checked this genre out. I've never really found it particularly interesting. So unfortunately, Kyle, I can't really illustrate this too much. I know that, he was doing this stuff for drive-ins and adult theaters. I mean, like you're saying, he was filling a niche, and he was really, he came from an advertising field, so he was good at it. He knew what people wanted. He's a Don Draper of sleaze. So,
ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
The Godfather of Gore, the Don Draper of sleaze. So his first foray into the violence thing, though, was I think 1963, and it's called Blood Feast, and it's about an Egyptian caterer who is a murderer, and he ends up feeding people. Is that right? Do you remember, Kyle? I haven't seen it since we lived in Eugene.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
So we went on when Kyle and I lived in Eugene, we were also housemates, and we kind of went on a little H.G. Lewis brief marathon there. So we watched, I think in order too, like Blood Freak, and then his next film, which is also another well-known one, is 2000 Maniacs, which is about these ghosts of like a Confederate village, like torturing Yankees that are visiting in modern times, and there's a lot of violence in that one. Gruesome Twosome. Do you remember that one, Kyle, about the wig maker? Color Me Blood Red is about an artist who he gets the perfect red from blood, so he has to kill people to get blood.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, so, and he did some other exploitation, like in '68 or so. Like he did one about the rock, or the music industry, called the Blast Off Girls, which is pretty entertaining, in a really, snuff film, bad way. So yeah, so this is a thing for him where I was looking him up on Wikipedia a little bit, and it's kind of saying at this point, people were already so influenced by him. This is early '70s, so you've already got some of the weirdo movies going on that have some violence and are playing, X and X theaters or whatever, not sex theaters, just, extreme horror movies. So he's kind of at self-parody at this point in his career, and which is why he kind of checked out for a while and just did other work, which Kyle, didn't he move on to go back to marketing, like do copywriting for companies? And
yeah, he's still working today. You can search his website and hire him to do some direct marketing for you.
How old is this guy?
He was born in 1929, so he's 84.
And he's doing marketing?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah.
I think he's also written like a dozen books or something about marketing.
Yes, he has written lots of marketing books. In 2012, he released a memoir about his film career called The Godfather of Gore Speaks. So.
Oh man, this is like $20. Yeah, he was really, he got in early on this sort of like these direct marketing campaigns and direct mailers and like trying to reach individual small audiences, and apparently he's done really well for himself.
I'm happy for him.
Good for him.
Yeah. So
and
then, real quickly, Kyle, nudie cuties, I'm looking up nudity in film on wikipedia.com. So independent producers were producing these erotic films which contained female nudity without a pretext of a naturist context. So the nudie cuties are so I'm sorry, I was wrong. The whole nudist colony thing, that was a lame excuse for letting people see people nude. The nudie cuties are the phase after that where they drop that pretense.
Okay.
So Russ Meyer's The Immoral Mr. Tease, Doris Wishman made a lot like Nude on the Moon. Herschell Gordon Lewis and David Friedman did The Adventures of Lucky Pierre. And it says these were produced for adult theaters in the U.S., sometimes called grindhouse theaters. So these were adults-only stuff. They didn't have any other market. Okay, so that's a lot of information about H.G. Lewis. Sorry.
If you need more information, you can read his dissertation later. So, back to Gore Gore Girls.
Yes. How do we start?
Oh boy, where do we start?
In a word, something I've been doing lately, having you guys describe this film in one word.
Oh.
Kyle?
Disgusting.
That's very close to mine is gross.
I'd say sticky.
All right. I think those are all right, spot on.
Okay, this film is about some self-described genius investigator or criminologist named Abraham Gentry, who sometimes helps the police. He has kind of an adversarial position with the police at times, or they're so dumb compared to him that he just kind of has fun being streets ahead of everyone else. Yeah. As
a side note, I was pretty sure that this Sydney the detective was played by Sydney, the psychiatrist from MASH.
Oh my gosh, he does look a lot like him.
That's what I thought it was at first.
So the actor's name is Frank Kress, Kress with a K and two S's. I looked him up. This is the only credit he has is this film.
That doesn't surprise me.
He is. The first time I saw this, which was not more than a few years ago, I thought he was supposed to be gay. He seemed very effeminate to me the first time I watched it, and then I think I watched it the third time for making this podcast. I was like, oh, maybe he's not. He's just supposed to be intelligent.
He's so smart,
sophisticated.
Okay.
He has a cane that has like a silver handle on it, and he uses that a lot. At one point, he dials 911 with it. He grabs people to, order drinks with it, and he pushes people away or moves their hand off his leg or whatever. He's very dapper. And
very. I think if you have a cane, you're either decrepit or dapper, one of the two.
So the the way he's introduced is within the first 30 seconds of this movie's start time, there's a murder.
A gruesome murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you describe that, Kyle?
Yes, I believe that a lady, that's all we know at this point, a lady is looking into a makeup mirror, and she's doing her makeup thing, and a killer comes up behind her and smashes her face repeatedly into the mirror. And then I believe there's some stabbing, like multiple, just lots and lots of stabbing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's about it for this opener. I think we kind of escalate with each one. Yeah.
So that was Susie Cream Puff. She is a dancer at a strip club is this L.A. or is this San Francisco? Do we ever figure it out?
I couldn't make it.
I don't know.
Okay. So this reporter, I forget her name, but it's not important.
Nancy,
thank you. Nancy is from a paper, and she offers Abraham Gentry $25,000 to solve this mystery. Does anybody know why anybody cares? I mean, no. not that human life isn't precious, but I don't know.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, $1972.
Yeah, to investigate on behalf of a newspaper
for an exclusive story.
That's crazy money.
Yeah.
Today it would be like, okay.
Yeah, I think that's more than Nick Cage got paid in 8mm to prove the snuff film wasn't real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
no cane though. He didn't have a cane.
He did not have a cane, which is why I didn't do that.
Should have had a cane.
Yeah, and that was all Joel Schumacher's. That was his biggest mistake. That and bat nipples. So she approaches him. When I've seen this film before, there was no audio issue, but in the first reel of this film, when Nancy knocks on Abe's door, the sound dropped out for me.
Yeah.
Okay, it was for you guys too. Okay, so you can't hear her make her initial pitch, but he agrees because hey, it's $25,000, and he always likes to make the cops look dumb. He has I don't know. Are either of you guys Sherlock Holmes fans, either of the stories or the modern telling?
I am.
Okay. In the stories, and I believe in the BBC series, there's a guy that is the foil to Sherlock Holmes that foils show the opposite. Emphasize a character's traits by being the opposite. So the foil for Sherlock Holmes is Inspector Lestrade. He's in the TV BBC one, right? Like, is Sherlock always kind of fucking with him and like making it sound like
that one? I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, he's in the stories, and he's an inspector that's always a few steps behind Sherlock, so he always is kind of ribbing him and just making him look like an ass. So I think that's what Lieutenant Anderson is in this film, as far as I can tell. Anyway, what can I set up a clip or something? Because basically, here's the pattern of this movie, everyone. Strippers getting mutilated in increasingly bizarre and disgusting and really long ways, and Abe Gentry investigating, finding out who the suspects are, and solving the mystery.
Yeah, I just want to say that when I first watched this movie, I kind of jumped, just like kind of skimmed through it essentially, and I actually thought this movie was about canning.
Canning?
Like jelly.
Oh, God.
And French fries and pears. It seemed like it, but if you watch the whole thing, then it's just gross.
Yeah, and don't watch it hungry because it'll put you off your feed. So also I neglected to mention that in that pattern there's also naked dancing. So murder, investigation, naked dancing, and just lather, rinse, repeat, pretty much.
Now I got a question: does it count as naked if they have nipple things on?
Pasties?
Yeah,
no.
Pasties.
I think that's why they did that. I don't know. I'm not familiar with California strip laws. Yeah. So what's the first clip we've set up so we can just kind of start moving on this thing, because it's a pretty slight story.
Yeah, they. I think Gentry decides that it's time to go to the strip club and do a little more investigating. And the clip that we have is of him ordering, and I just thought it did a really good job of defining who he is through the simple act of trying to order a drink at a strip club.
Hello? Hey, mister?
What in heaven's name can I do for you?
What can you do for me?
Well,
I just wanted to know if you wanted something to drink.
oh, as a matter of fact, I am a bit dry. I'll have some cordon bleu.
Huh?
Cordon... Never mind. I'll have a bottle of tonic water. In a clean glass.
So that's Abe. That's Abraham.
It's Abe.
The man everyone loves to hate.
He also he drives a white Corvette, convertible.
Oh, does he?
Oh, he does. Yeah, we talked about the cane. That's pretty much it.
That's
yeah.
it.
Pretty much.
That's
There's
it.
not much. There's not much more. Okay.
Can we talk about the music in this?
Yes, that is the thing. And Kyle, you sent me some clip requests. Scott, you didn't.
I did not.
Kyle, when I was grabbing your clips, I realized usually adjacent to a lot of them, there were those music things. So I just made your clips longer than you requested.
Excellent.
So we have some of those.
Oh, that's great. I thought that the music in this was just as disturbing as the violence.
Oh, yes.
And then when they match them up, oh my God.
And if you folks haven't had a chance to see our first iRiff we did for Bloody Pit of Horror, you should go to rifftracks.com and search for That's Cool, That's Trash and pick it up. It's a few bucks, and we had a great time doing it, and we've had a lot of positive feedback from it. But there's a thing in that film where there's a soundtrack, which is clearly one of those things where you pay a flat fee and you buy this music and you can use it whatever you want. It's like royalty-free music, and it's skipping in that film. And it's like an oompa band while you're watching people set up a torture photo thing, and it's an oompa band skipping like every 4 or 6 bars, and it's really disturbing because it goes on so long. That kind of happens in here, and between the choice of music and the fact that it was just repeating infinitely for 8 minutes, it started to do some psychic damage to me.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And the visuals matched with that terrible music. It's enough to make a fella sick.
So here's the music. I'll see if I'm missing anything. Abe has his own theme, which I think you heard a tiny bit of there at the beginning of that clip. It's kind of a cool 60s guitar rock thing, kind of, I wouldn't say surf music, but it's got that kind of vibe in it, which is pretty cool. And there's an extended break where there's just drums playing, breakdown, which I love, kind of like breakbeat stuff. The quality is so terrible you can't sample it, but I did enjoy that. So there's Abe's theme. There is some type of John Philip Sousa on acid thing that plays in a 27-second loop over and over again forever, which really upset me. Lieutenant Anderson has his own theme, which is a goofy, weird take on Giuseppe Verdi's some opera he did. If you guys remember, do you remember those old Yellow Pages commercials that I want to say the late 80s, maybe mid-80s, that it was showing how people use phone books in weird ways, slamming them down, writing numbers on them, using them to prop up a broken table leg, and it's used, sometimes abused, this is the ones that we use. That music.
Nice work.
Yeah. Thanks. That totally just blew my brain a little bit.
I was looking. I was like, God, what is that music that Lieutenant Anderson has? And so that's his theme. It's called the Anvil Chorus from I forget which Verdi opera it is. Anyway, that's the music. Is there anything else? Oh, and there's stripper music. There's one other stripper. There's a black girl that strips that has something that I think H.G. Lewis thought might have sounded funky to his old white ears, but.
Yeah,
Pickles.
Did anybody else notice that? It seems like she was dancing to different music on the set.
Oh, they totally were. Which is one of my peeves about that. When you see sitcoms, whatever, and it's they were movies. It's they were clearly dancing to different music, or had no music at all, and were just trying to keep rhythm on the steering wheel. You know what I mean? It's just
and I knew. That girl had moves. She had serious moves, and some shit I'd never ever seen at a strip club before, which was really refreshing. Some of that hand on the knees and crossing, and she had some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, and I bet if you dropped in any kind of cool music, any kind of funky, some James Brown or something, whatever that would match that tempo, it'd probably be great. But that just goes to illustrate Lewis was so bent on making a buck, he was like, I'm not paying. I already have this music from this commercial I did like in the late 50s. I mean, he's like, it's all about the Benjamins. So even though it would make a better film, he does not give a shit. You didn't go there to see a movie. You went there to see titties and some really gross shit where somebody's smashing someone's head open and then playing with their eyeballs and shit.
How did he not make movies for Cinemax? Seriously.
I don't know.
He's got his priorities straight.
I think he, honestly, from the impression I get reading, it sounded like he got kind of bored with what he was doing.
So he
did it for about 10 years.
marketing.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
And they were kicking him out. Wasn't the first one made in like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, what else do we? What's the next clip, Kyle?
Another facet that I really love about Gentry is his wit. He has such a dark sense of humor. Let me play a little clip about Matt mentioned earlier about a face getting cut off and then somebody playing with the brains and the eyeballs for way too long.
Way too long.
So that happens. When you don't worry, you get to experience all of that.
I do want to illustrate for the listener that there's nothing realistic really about any of this gore, but it doesn't make it any less disturbing.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, you can tell it's just like strawberry preserves inside of a mannequin head with a wig on, but it just and like a couple sheep's eyeballs from the butchers or whatever. But it's like it just keeps going on, and he does he'll stick this like terrible Foley sound in there that doesn't sound anything like what that would probably sound like. I don't know, but I mean it just sounds like somebody just taking like Jell-O and just squeezing it with their hand and then putting that sound in. It's like all so fake and it's also disturbing.
Yeah. Totally.
So, Kyle, I'm sorry, you were talking about the girl who lost her face and how Gentry's quick wit handles that.
Yeah, so, Nancy faints and, Gentry pours a little soda on her face to revive her and then makes some witty comments like this.
I think that was enhanced interrogation, Kyle.
Lieutenant Anderson, please. No. No emergency. Lieutenant Anderson, a friend of mine stepped into some trouble and seems to have lost face.
Oh, boy.
Every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, we all deal with the darkness of life in our own way, and I do appreciate his little zingers. When you're that intelligent, all you can really do is laugh life off.
All right.
Oh, so good.
Let's do some more clips.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the next one, Kyle, is Gentry really wants to get going, get cracking. I think he wants to go down the strip. I might be listening to this out of order. He wants to get rid of Nancy because she wants to cling to him and kind of follow him around. He's like, I want to drop you off at home and ditch you.
Doesn't he just get her drunk?
No, that's another evening, I think.
Oh, okay.
He says, "Am I right, Kyle? Am I totally out of it?" It has his theme song.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the cops come in, right? And oh yes, he wants to.
Well, the cops come in. So can we hear Anderson's theme though?
Yeah.
And this Lieutenant Anderson, first of all, he hates paparazzi that go and try and get these gory crime scene photos. Just so you have some context.
All right, stop taking those goddamn pictures or I'll arrest every one of you.
All right, then.
His reactions to those guys in every crime scene is actually one of my favorite parts of this.
Yeah, so he's like this weird. One of the things I love about Lewis is that there's these comedy things that don't fit in. Like the tones are so off. Like there's not a consistent tone. So he is holding the meat cleaver that was used in this murder, the little hole in the top part of the blade, he's holding that with a pencil so he's not, contaminating the evidence. And then he pulls a handkerchief out of his pocket. There's like one last cameraman there still snapping pictures away, and he starts chasing after him with a maniacal leer, like, "You're gonna get it." That's funny. Can we jump around a little bit, actually?
Yeah,
Why
let's do it.
not?
Okay,
There's
so
no reason not to.
here's another good part of psychotronic movies. Find somebody who's on the way, way end of their career, and then have them be in your movie for almost nothing, and just kind of ruin the end of their career as far as their filmography. So many of you probably know the comedian Henny Youngman. He's in this way past his prime, and he plays the owner of all these strip clubs. And we get to hear him. He's talking about doing a strip club contest to get some new talent in, because all of his strippers are getting murdered. They're horribly mutilated, so he needs some fresh meat in there. And at this time, Abraham Gentry comes in to ask him some questions, and Gentry is famous. You'll hear from other clips that people are like, "You're the Abraham Gentry?" So he sees Marsden Mobley, I believe is Henny's real character name, and he six his henchmen on him, as you'll hear, and Abraham Gentry makes short work of them, and then there's a musical joke that happens when he uses his cane to beat these three guys. Enjoy this.
Come here, baby. You think $200 is really a big enough prize?
For what?
About the prize. $200 in the ass.
Why?
Oh, take a walk. I'll call you when I need you. Hey, fellas, maybe I ought to give $300 for the prize.
Mr. Mobley.
Hey, buddy, can you read the sign back there? It says close till 5 o'clock. Beat it. Hey, maybe I ought to throw in a trophy like the George Washington Monument. Yeah, right, yeah.
Mr. Mobley.
Gentry, Fred, Sam.
Why? What is the NBC joke?
That's a good question.
Is there some historical thing at this time that would have made more sense? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Is that a reference to something ephemeral and lost to time? Or
Probably there was only 3 channels back then, so
right.
it probably was more relevant somehow.
And they just played that sound on a loop from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m.
I'm surprised he didn't get sued.
Right. Anything else, Kyle? You want to? Let's stick with the music thing. Let's hear the Your Apartment clip that we get to hear Abe's theme song.
Hey, don't you think that guy Carter has something to do with the murders?
Hardly. A diversionary tactic.
How do you figure?
Miss Weston, I am not here to instruct you in criminal investigations or ingenious methods.
Well, where to then?
How about your apartment?
Why, Abraham, you're flattering me.
Yes. I was thinking of putting you to bed. And giving you an adequate dose of sleeping pills to get rid of you for a few days.
Tell me, Mr. Gentry, do you try to be a jerk, or does it just
Come naturally. Get in and fasten your seatbelt.
Where to?
Tops and bottoms. The place where our friend worked who had her face lifted.
So, you guys get that joke with the facelift?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
I didn't get it.
So we have some suspects. There's a guy named Grout.
Yes, Grout.
So apparently he's a bar back, but he never seems to be working. He's always sitting at the bar, and he has fruit and vegetables of all kinds, and he has a marker, and he draws faces on them, and then he punches them as hard as he can and mushes them. And you hear some backstory that he went to Vietnam, and he liked to go through the rice paddies after a battle and use the butt of his rifle to bust in all the skulls. And at first it was just the Viet Cong he was doing it to, and then it was the villagers, and then it was also the soldiers of the U.S. Military. So he got sent home on some type of mental, whatever it was Clayton was always trying to get.
His name's Grout. Of course, there's something mental.
That's right. So he's the very obvious suspect number one. And then there's a group of women's libbers who are rabid about it. They're very angry at the strip club. Yeah, quit with tit. Whatever. So let's.
They become the next suspect, or
yes, they're also suspects because they have threatened some of the strippers. And there's also a guy that he hunts down for a while that's just kind of a red herring that just completely they drop, named John Carter of Mars or something. I don't know.
John Carter, Joseph Carter.
Joseph Carter. Sorry.
I put for John Carter.
Sorry. Can we hear the gal that's dressed in drag as a man, and then she's stripping, and then when the protesters come in, can we hear that whole clip? It's really long, but I want people out there that somehow didn't see this movie to feel what we felt.
Don't do it to him.
Musically.
Mr. Trout?
All right, girls, she just got on stage. As soon as she goes into her act, we'll go into ours. Yeah! We'll show these striptease bitches just what we think. Yeah! We'll, right. We'll rip her hair out. From both ends. Yeah!
Like that, doing that to people, and that scene went on, you guys. There's
so now we know what waterboarding feels like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the protesters storm and everything goes crazy. The gal that was stripping, Abe talks her into taking him home with her so he can ask her some questions.
Hey, you haven't told me your name yet.
Abraham Gentry.
You mean...
The Abraham Gentry.
A.B. Pickles. Do you mind if I lie down? I'm still pretty shook up.
Do you know a Miss Candy Kane?
Sure. She strips at the same joint I do. She didn't come in tonight. Funny you should bring her up.
Nothing can bring her up. She was murdered tonight.
Oh, my God. Well, who could have killed her?
That's what I'm trying to find out. And I think you might be able to help me.
That's the second of my friends that have been killed in the last couple of days.
Did you know Miss Susie Cream Puff, too?
Well, not real good, but Candy was good friends with her and I was good friends with Candy. I still can't believe it. She was so sweet.
Of course, she's made of candy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! And isn't that the stripper's name Pickles? Is that Pickles?
Is that her name?
Yeah, the one who's talking. That's why she thinks the other one's Candy's so sweet because she's a pickle. I don't know.
So yeah, and you gotta see her performance. The audio does not do her acting justice. She bats her eyes like she's trying to play. She has an IQ of like 40, but she actually has an IQ of 20. So she's trying to play dumb, but she's dumber than the dumb character she's trying to play. But she doesn't know it. That's the impression I got. And she's definitely a real stripper or a real porn star or a real something because she has absolutely no ability. It's really painful to watch. Let's talk about one of the set pieces of this whole thing. This people walk away from this is kind of what they remember. There's a girl, a stripper.
Oh God!
I'm trying. Wait. Is this what happens to Pickles after he leaves? Is she the one who gets a tenderizer?
I believe.
Yes, it is, because he shows up
right.
in the cop and he asks the cops, "You guys have figured out that I left before this happened, right?" So he leaves, and Pickles goes into the fridge and gets a big cucumber and ambiguously kind of holds it like, is she gonna make a pickle out of that? And then a killer comes in, slits her throat, throws her down on the cutting board island in her kitchen, and takes out a meat tenderizer and hits her really hard in the ass a bunch of times, and then they cut away, and then to her screaming, they cut back to her ass, and there's apparently jelly on her, which I think is supposed to be meat and blood.
Yeah,
and then then the killer adds salt and pepper, because you're seasoning the meat.
Seasoned up.
And is he done with her at that point? I think he does the same thing to her face. No, I think he does. Moves onto her face and cuts her face off and does a little sex crap. At any rate, there's another murder that happens soon after, a double.
While the marching band music that we just heard continues to play.
Is it during her murder scene?
Yeah, it comes back again.
God. Shame on you, Herschell. The other murder, someone is making some French fries. I forgot that people made French fries at home like this until I saw this. I had a couple flashbacks, staying at some friends' houses, well, you fry food at home? Who fries food?
Oh, that's what was happening. I couldn't even figure it out. I thought it was pasta.
No,
I couldn't even figure it out.
No, it was a bag of Ore-Ida frozen French fries and cooking oil.
Okay.
There's too many French fries in that oil.
So there's roommates, and one of them gets killed with an iron. She was ironing, and he applies the iron to her face and her something. Oh. And then the black girl that was dancing in the strip club walks in and finds her body. Oh no! Interrupts the killer in the act of mutilating the corpse, and then he grabs her by the hair and shoves her face down into the French fries frying.
Yeah. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that the first girl gets her nipples cut off, and then the killer catches the milk in these little tiny cordial or champagne glasses.
Yeah.
He does it to both of them.
I don't know. And
then toast, and there's a little clink when the glasses come together.
I have to ask you guys, you did see the visual joke between the two breasts, right? That the first one was milk and the second one was chocolate milk?
Oh, no. I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was bloody.
No, that was chocolate milk.
Oh.
So here's another joke. Ha ha. Scissors.
That's the most disgusting fucking joke I've seen in a long time.
I know. Oh, so this is one girl, 2 cups. Okay, so then apparently these strippers live with some older ladies, and a lady walks in, and this is brutal. I apologize for this, but you have to hear the quality of the scream, the frequency and length of the screaming. It needs to be heard.
Girls! 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 Ah! Ow! Ow! Ah! Ah! What's the matter? What's going on? What's here? What's going on here? Let me help!
All right then.
Seriously, 1 week, your ringtone for 1 week, $50. All right, no takers?
No, thank you.
I'm going to pass. I kind of want it though. Now that you mention it, you know what is it? You know what it sounds exactly like. I've just placed it. There was an episode of The Simpsons where there's a screaming worm.
Oh yeah. It's an endangered species, and Homer has to stay there. Yes.
Sounds exactly like that.
It does. Wow.
So funny.
Okay, so we've kind of played most of the clips.
Yeah.
Do you want to solve the mystery?
I think it was grout.
It's got to be grout. Who else smashes fruit like that just to get their jollies?
However, there's nothing that says feminism more than murdering a stripper.
Yeah. I love that. They're extremists, Scott. You can't account for extremists. No, that makes no sense.
Okay. You're right.
So
to grout.
Maybe this should be like DB Cooper. Maybe we should just let this one be and let the viewer figure it out by watching it.
Oh, burn.
I wouldn't say it's a Deus Ex Machina type of explanation, but it's definitely kind of out of left field.
Oh, jeez.
Like a lot of Sherlock Holmes stories are, where it's like, well, it was obvious. I looked at this, and I looked at this, and I knew that, and I knew this was that, and it's just like, wait, this is all... We were not privy to any of this. We had no chance of solving this mystery with you.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo mysteries actually make way more sense.
Totally.
You're like, this, yeah.
But any fears you had about whether Abraham was homosexual or not, he hooks up with Nancy. Once the case is done, you know what I mean? He's willing.
He's not a whore.
Yeah.
He's going to earn his $25K, and then he's going to stick it to her.
Yeah. And the movie says we're proud to... What does it say at the end?
We announce with pride that this movie is over.
Yeah, I think I felt proud, too. I was like, woo, I made it again. That's the third time. And probably my last.
Definitely my last.
Okay. Yeah, I was, I had a feeling this was going to be a hard one to do because it creates, like Scott was saying, it's tactily repellent. Like, it's just sad and sticky and clammy and wet and cold and hollow and cheap. So it's just like, the clips aren't going to convey that. I mean, I know that.
Like, you see some horror movies that are done with love, you can really tell. You can tell this one was not. Mm-hmm. There's no love in this one. It's really repellent.
Yeah, it's just porn, but of the violent variety,
Yeah.
I felt like he. I'm not a blood and guts fan, but I really like Herschell Gordon Lewis. I really like his earlier movies. They're fun, they're entertaining, and I felt like with this, it's like he amplified both all the gross stuff and all of his quirky comedy stuff. And in trying to kind of take things to the next level, he really fucking blew it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was disappointed with this, being a guy that enjoyed Blood Feast and 2000 Maniacs quite a bit. So we'll save that for the antidote. Kyle, I know what you're going to say, but... Kyle, this isn't my decision. This comes from upstairs. We have to rank these.
I'm gonna go trash.
All right.
This is a trash all the way for me too.
Yeah. This is the trash that trash aspires to be. It doesn't get much trashier than this. I mean, again, like Scott was saying, a lot of it is motivation and inspiration, and I can put up with a lot of cheap films if they're done well and done with, even if they're not totally competent, if they're done with a lot of heart and they're entertaining. This is done with no heart, and it's kind of calculated, and it's just a money grab thing, and it feels that way to me, and it was also gross. So,
and it feels even hacky for him.
Yeah, it does.
And see, and as somebody who has not been, I've never watched any of his movies before. And so this does not make me want to seek them out. So maybe the listeners should find something else of his.
Yeah. So it was 3 trashes. Antidote-wise, until recently, you couldn't see these on YouTube, but someone recently has added Blood Feast and 2000 Maniacs. Get a couple buddies, crack a couple beers, and watch one of those on YouTube, through your Apple TV or whatever, and you'll have a good time. I believe you'll enjoy it the way that Kyle and I did. We were both pretty enthusiastic fans of his early stuff, and neither of us really liked this one. So, Blood Feast, 2000 Maniacs, YouTube. Enjoy.
Hey, Matt, I wanted to ask, did you watch Blood Feast 2?
Mm-mm. No, I
Blood
didn't.
Feast 2.
It's called All You Can Eat is the subtitle.
Oh, it should have been called Brunch.
11sies. No, I didn't, Kyle.
Okay.
There's a couple of guys that have swung around and worked with fans from later generations to do sequels and follow-ups. Ted V. Michaels, Astro Zombies. There's like 2 sequels to those that have been done in the last 15 years. I'm not interested in seeing the, it's like that same thing like with those 80s movies. That's like chainsaw hookers and the slime bowl-a-rama of zombie dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's like obviously you're camp. You're doing this tongue-in-cheek, and I have absolutely no interest in seeing camp and somebody trying to make something clever. It bores the shit out of me. Yeah. I'll watch somebody completely incompetent, like that kind of the Beast of Yucca Flats or whatever, those things like that, where it's like we couldn't do audio, we dubbed everything, we couldn't do the cameras right, we couldn't. I'll watch that because it's fun. If you're doing it on purpose, I'm not interested.
Is that what happened with these?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just saying that I get the impression that would be the way it would go. This was my gut. So,
I guess that's a pretty good theory considering where he landed with this, right? Like this was the movie that made him decide, like, I think I'm done with these.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should have quit one film sooner.
Yeah.
What was before this?
That's a good question. Are you gonna check?
I'm on his website right now, but it's not. The films aren't listed chronologically or alphabetically, so I can't figure this out.
I will help you. Sorry. Okay, I'm on his Wikipedia page.
I gotta say though, if I would have made this movie, I would hope that I would quit filmmaking as well, though.
Okay, can I mention a couple other ones? Kyle, I bet you don't remember this one. There's one called Something Weird about a guy that has psychic, telekinetic something powers, and he comes under the sway of this witch who is hideous but uses magic to make herself look hot, and she controls him. Really weird. I bet you can find that on YouTube.
Something Weird?
It's called Something Weird.
I know I've seen that. That sounds really familiar.
The Seattle company Something Weird Video got their name from that movie. And Something Weird Video has released almost everything that Herschell Gordon Lewis did. He did 3 Lost. He did 3 Lost films. It's like Mr. Show, the Lost episode. This will be our Lost episode. 3 of his films were lost, and they were found in 2011, I think, and just came out. One is his only hardcore porno movie, which is called Black Love. Sounds tasteful. He did a lesbian western called Linda and Abilene. And the third one, maybe it was 4 movies, and Miss Nymphet's Zap-In, which is his wacky hardcore take on Laugh-In. And I forget what the other one is. At any rate, he did something called the Year of the Yahoo, the same year as Gore Gore Girls. Before that, Scott, he did a moonshine movie called This Stuff Will Kill Ya in 1971. So the last one that he did that is kind of noted is 1970's The Wizard of Gore, which is about a magician who saws girls in half and stuff like that. And then they get out of the box, like, ta-da, and then they walk outside, and then they fall into 2 pieces. Like, everything that he did that seemed like a magic trick happens, but, like, once the curtains fall, it's really weird.
I actually liked that.
I
did
remember
too.
that one. Oh, maybe. That sounds interesting. Is the Year of the Yahoo, did that come out in 1986?
No.
Is it Yahoo Serious? Yeah, I was thinking.
I should have said, are you serious?
Yeah, oh, dang it, we missed it.
That's okay.
You got where I was going.
Yes. So check out any of his earlier stuff, folks.
2000 Maniacs, just do it.
Yeah, 2000 Maniacs. I really love 2000 Maniacs. If you want to see crackers killing Yankees in bizarrely violent ways, like rolling them down a hill in a barrel filled with like an Iron Maiden barrel. It's just hilarious. Yeah, okay, so do that. So we need to talk about what's coming up next, and this is a Scott pick. Scott said, you know what? He just needed a little time after Eliminators, kind of shadow dance a little bit, kind of do a little speed bag, and he's ready. What do you got for us, Scott?
The next one is I believe is the Peanut Butter Solution.
That is correct. What year is this from?
This is from, oh my gosh, what year is this from? Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I want to say it's
1985, if I had to guess.
1985, that's, yeah, sounds about right. It's mid-80s. And do we say anything about this?
There's a clip, so if you want to just introduce the trailer.
Well, this is a movie about a kid who Well, it's not about killing Jews. The peanut butter solution.
Oh, God.
That is not. That was my first thing I went to, but it's about growing hair.
Okay. And this is, Scott, I've never seen this, but my impression is this. I can read blogs and stuff like that from people. This is a kids movie that people that grew up said this is not a kids movie.
Yeah, I would probably say that's probably accurate. I mean, kind of. It's one of those ones I think you watch and you can't believe you saw it, and no one else saw it, and no one believes you saw it.
Until yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie that didn't exist, and then you start thinking you're crazy.
Then the internet happened, and
right,
you can verify.
Yeah, verified your insanity. I mean, or lack of insanity.
Okay.
I'm kind of worried, Scott.
Yeah, I am too. Is this Canadian? It has a Canadian kind of feel to it.
It might be. It does have that Canadian vibe. I know what you're talking about. I know the vibe. Okay. It's something.
Well, here's a little taste of that.
Michael's a normal boy in an abnormal position.
We had a little accident.
You had yourself some sort of extraordinary fright.
Michael! Where's your hair? I'm bald.
The proper medical term is harum scarum.
What a loony.
Now, he's got one hairy problem. And he's about to find a solution.
You can't just come into our house, can you?
Ghosts can go anywhere.
In the least likely place you'd think.
Here's old Charlie's recipe.
A jar of peanut butter.
Don't use too much of it or watch out.
But the peanut butter solution is just the beginning.
It's growing so fast.
Of an even bigger problem.
Mr. Jingles, it's moving.
Human hair grows only half an inch a month. No more. Oh, that's a head of hair. Well done, son.
I don't think it's natural, Dad.
It's the peanut butter solution.
This is a classroom, not a barbershop. A toast to this new hair. Long may it grow.
But if it doesn't stop growing, what will happen to Michael? It's a hair-raising, heartwarming comedy adventure for your whole family. See the peanut butter solution.
What's amusing?
So, for those of you who have been paying attention, thank you. We've been working on a new IRIF. We are doing a film called The Invasion of the B-Girls from the 70s. And it's going to be me and Kyle and Joe. You may remember from some of our earlier episodes. We'll be working on that real soon, and we'll give you the details on that in a preview as soon as it's done. We hope you guys check that one out. We're pretty excited about it. So for That's Cool, That's Trash, I want to thank you all for listening, and hope you all do well and stay trashy. I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Scott.
You guys have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
Why do you keep on bothering?